The door to the boss room opens with a creaking sound. The dome-shaped room, which is quite spacious and has a high ceiling, has an atmosphere like a secret underground arena from a fighting manga. Of course, there are no audience seats. A slime is standing in the middle of it. Because of the distance, at first glance it looks like a normal slime. However, if you calmly look at the distance between us, you can immediately see that the slime is quite large. That's right, a big minivan driven around by a Yankee-looking family in the neighborhood. Is it big enough to swallow it whole? Wow. I cringe at the sound of the slime's sudden roar. You're going to kill my cute minion to the point of death. Is it just my imagination that it sounded like that? Aside from that, it's a simple appraisal. Huge slime LV7, no level raise. Tutorial about dungeon bosses. If the level of the dungeon boss is lower than the level of the explorer, the level of the dungeon boss will be raised to the same level as the explorer. You can check whether there is a level raise by looking at the boss's status. Experience points cannot be obtained from dungeon bosses. However, you can get much more SP than normal monsters. At the same time as this simple appraisal, an explanation was also provided from the voice of heaven. Level raise works for dungeon bosses. Moreover, you cannot gain experience points even if you defeat the dungeon boss. It's as if the settings were made just for me, but of course that's not the case. The SP you get from bosses is an order of magnitude different from normal monsters. If there was no level raise, you would be able to efficiently earn SP by repeatedly defeating bosses in low-rank dungeons. However, due to the level raise, this income is no longer viable. To fight a boss on the same level as yourself, you need to prepare well in advance. No, even if you don't forget to prepare in advance, there's no guarantee that some kind of accident won't happen. In particular, boss monsters may have more skills as their level increases. Just because you were able to win at a low level doesn't mean you can win in the same way. The specifications regarding this boss are said to be a consideration to prevent high-level explorers from staying in low-rank dungeons and hindering the growth of low-level explorers. Who gives such consideration, why, and how? It seems like no one can properly explain that part. Now, it's Huge Slime Kuin in front of me. According to Wiki, Huge Slime is one of the most common monsters among the bosses of low-rank dungeons. Its basic behavior pattern is high jumps that make use of its large, elastic body and crushing by its mass. Long story short, it's just a slime that's gotten bigger. However, when Huge Slime reaches LV10, it begins to use a skill called splitting. Literally, the Huge Slime splits into two, but these two split halves have the same abilities as the original Huge Slime, except that their maximum HP is halved. There are effectively two bosses, and the difficulty level will be quite different depending on whether you have this skill or not. So, if you want to take on Huge Slime, the wiki says it's better to keep your level in the single digits. Or maybe you should raise your level further and improve your skills before taking on the challenge. The worst thing is fighting a Huge Slime at exactly level 10. Now, I've explained this at length, but no matter how you think about it. The Huge Slime jumps up and down with a cry. The Huge Slime jumped up close to the ceiling. If that mass were to fall from that height, a human would be crushed in one hit. Even explorers who have been strengthened with ability values and skills cannot escape major damage. It's no good anymore. It's over. Of course not. That's too bad. It seems like there's no room for a struggle. Following the image I had in mind, a glowing red flaming spear appeared in front of my hand raised in the air. Flame lance. A single spark pierces the slime. Pyagya. With a half-hearted scream, the Huge Slime burst into pieces. I defeated the dungeon boss. There are no experience points for dungeon bosses. Acquired 46 SP. Obtained 7,700 yen. I got magical gummy. Okay, are you done? No, apparently it wasn't finished. Confirmation of achievement of special conditions. I got the skill set Magic Flash. What did you say? I hurriedly opened Dungeons Go Pro. Congratulations! Achievement of special condition. Use magic to defeat a dungeon boss of the same level or higher as yourself in one blow. Reward. Skill set Magic Flash. By obtaining Magic Flash, you will acquire the following skills included in the set. Strong Magic. Magic Critical. Ancient Chant. Skill. Strong Magic 1. MP consumption increases by S.LVX 10%, but magic power increases by S.LVX 15%, and knockback occurs. Skill. Ancient Chant 1. By casting a special spell, The casting time increases by 50-s.lvx 10%, but the power of the magic doubles. Skill. Magic Critical 1. Magic attacks now cause critical hits. Wow, what is this? All of them are powerful skills. Moreover, as befits the name Magical Flash, synergistic effects can be expected. How many people have this skill set? It would be quite difficult to achieve a dungeon boss that requires a level raise in one blow. Even if someone with magic-based unique skills uses a lot of buffs and uses powerful magic, wouldn't it be difficult to get a single blow? There was such a hidden condition. It was a happy miscalculation for me. This alone is amazing, but the voice of heaven continues. Kazuzawa Kuzusawa, I have conquered the South Dungeon. Confirmation of achievement of special conditions. I got the secret book. Introduction. Congratulations! Special condition achieved. Conquer a C rank or higher dungeon at level 5 or lower, first time only. Reward. Secret book/introduction. Secret book/introduction. Gain 4,000 SP when used. Wow. 4,000 too. If it were me, I could earn money if I took the time, but normally my level would rise before I could earn that much. Confirmation of achievement of special conditions. I got the skill set Ninja Kit. Congratulations! Special condition achieved. Conquer a C rank or higher dungeon solo at level 5 or lower, first time only. Reward. Skill set Ninja Kit. By obtaining the Ninja Kit, you will acquire the following skills included in the set. Searching for enemies. Secret. Ninjutsu. Skill. Search enemy 1. Intuitively understand what is around you. The scope and target will vary depending on S.LV and other complex factors. Skill. Covert 1. Prevent your presence from leaking to those around you. Presence leak rate decreases according to S.LV. It is less effective against skills such as vigilance, enemy search, hostility detection, and presence detection. Skill. Ninjutsu 1. A unique pseudo-magic that is said to have been practiced by ninjas. Mr. Yo ability can be used. The effectiveness of ninjutsu is affected not only by magical power but also by agility. Search the enemy and covert. Isn't that a high-ranking skill? The existence of skills such as search enemy and stealth is known. However, due to the small number of people who possess it and its usefulness, only a few people know the conditions for acquiring it. The only thing that is known is that unless some condition is met, you will not be able to obtain SP even if you have enough SP. I was planning to pick up vigilance and stealth eventually, but I'm grateful that I can get higher level skills first. Are you sure you want to stop now? That's what I thought. But as if waiting for me to digest, the voice of heaven echoed even more. Confirmation of achievement of special conditions. Obtain the skill set for those who love peace. Congratulations! Special condition achieved. Conquer any dungeon without defeating any monsters other than the dungeon boss. Reward. Skill set for those who love peace. By obtaining for those who love peace, you will acquire the following skills included in the set. Knockout. Survive. Drive away. Skill. Knockout. When an attack is performed that reduces the target's HP to 0, only 1 HP remains and the target is incapacitated. The incapacitated state lasts until the target's HP is recovered. Skill. Survive. When you receive an attack that reduces your HP to 0, survive with 1 HP. Valid only once per battle. Skill. Chase away. You can drive away monsters with a lower level than you. Oh, I can use all but the last one. If you use knockout, you will be able to neutralize the enemy without defeating them and safely escape. If you have survive, you can reduce the number of unforeseen accidents when you run away. Unfortunately, as a level 1 person, I have no use for shooing away. Well, no matter what, I'm going to stop now, right? There's no way I can get any more skills than this. Contrary to my words, I waited with anticipation. Confirmation of achievement of special conditions. Obtain the skill set, Eater of the Devourer. Congratulations! Achievement of special condition. Defeat 400 slimes in a row, including at least 1 boss monster. Reward. Skill set, Eater of the Devourer. By obtaining the Devourer, you will acquire the following skills included in the set. Regenerate yourself. Poison Spray. Split. Skill. Self-Regeneration 1, Monster Exclusive Skill. Activates cell division and rapidly heals wounds. If there are body cells left, it will be activated even if HP becomes 0, but the lost soul will not return. Recovery amount. S.LV percent of maximum HP every 1 second. Skill. Poison Injection 1. Monster exclusive skill. Sprays a mist that causes the status abnormality poison. Dispersion range. Space with a radius of S.LVX 1.5 meters around yourself. Skill. Division 1. Monster exclusive skill. Divide your body into 2. After splitting, the individual's HP will be reduced to 1/2, but other ability values and skills will be inherited as is. Depending on S.LV, it can divide further after division. Note, there is no guarantee that it will work properly if used by anything other than amorphous monsters. I see. Can I get monster-specific skills? Self-regeneration seems convenient, but what about the others? Poison injection doesn't seem to have much use. For someone like me who fights with a hit-and-run approach, there's not much benefit to poisoning the enemy. Continuous damage only works in long-term battles. Division, that's out of the question. The last sentence is too scary. What exactly happens when humans use it? I'm interested, but I don't want to try it myself. However, there are 400 of the same species in a row. It's a condition that would be impossible to meet if you were fighting normally. It's already over, isn't it? Tutorial. Conquered the dungeon. There is a return portal at the back of the dungeon. I know that. I crossed the boss room and opened the door at the back. Floating, there was something like a mirror filled with white light. It's the same as the escape exit on the dungeon side of the dungeon entrance. I didn't mean to be nervous, but I felt relieved when I saw the exit. Shall we go home? Having obtained a result that exceeded my expectations, I jumped into the exit portal with a smile on my face. Status. Yudo Karashiki. Level 1. HP 743/743. MP 574/574. Attack power 264. Defense 159. Magic 1715. Mental power 1144. Agility 2679. Good luck 5865. Unique skills. Escape S.LV1. Acquired skills. Fire Magic 2 Magical Power Enhancement 1 HP Enhancement 1 MP Recovery Speed Up 1 MP Enhancement 1 Simple Appraisal Defense Enhancement 1 Physical Ability Enhancement 1 Mental Strength Enhancement 1 Luck Enhancement 1 Evasion Up 1 Agility Enhancement 1 Paralysis Resistance 1 Petrification Resistance 1 Instant Death Resistance 1 Sleep Resistance 1 First Strike 1 First Move Victory 1 Lightning Magic 1 Wind Magic 1 Water Magic 1 Ice Magic 1 Strong Attack Magic 1 Ancient Chant 1 Magic Critical 1 Search 1 Stealth 1 Ninjutsu 1 Knockout Survive Dispel Self-Regeneration 1 Poison Injection 1 Disintegration 1 Equipment Anti-Fouling Earrings Traveler's Cloak SP-51. When I came out of the dungeon, it was completely dark outside. Yudo, are you okay? Wow, Sarika. It was Sarika who suddenly ran up to me. I felt like she was going to hug me, but Sarika was already an adult, so she stopped right in front of me. Sarika checked my whole body thoroughly. Aren't you injured or anything? Is there any abnormality in your condition? It's okay. Thanks to the accessory Sarika gave me, my abnormal status didn't become poisonous. Good. Sarika crouched down on the spot. By any chance, did you wait for me? Because Annie says Yudo hasn't come back yet. That's over. It's not over. Do you know what time it is? What time is it? Wow, it's already like this time. 22:03 was displayed on the smartphone's standby screen. Well, it's natural to be worried. They showed me my status yesterday. I'm starting to worry that something unexpected happened. That's true too. A losing skill, at the time, called Escape, and a status that became Paper Armor due to its correction. Moreover, you can explore solo without forming a party. No matter how much you are trying to challenge the lowest level dungeon, it would be unreasonable to tell them not to worry. I'm sure you might be thinking that you're doing an impossible search out of desperation. It's okay. I've become really strong just today. That's not the case anymore. It's a dungeon with only low-level slimes, right? No, it's true. You don't quickly become strong like that. You should become strong slowly and at your own pace. If you can't win, you can run away. Maybe that's what this skill is for. I don't want to run away anymore. When I said this with a frown on my face, Sarika looked half surprised and half convinced. I knew it. Yudo, I guess you've forgotten. Forget? What? What you just said. If you can't win, it's okay to run away. That's what Yudo told me a long time ago, right? When? The first time was when I was in elementary school. Do you remember, Yudo? We built a secret base in this thicket without permission. Ah, that's what you did. Even though this place is private property. The landowner's grandfather got mad at me. Well, he let me see it in the end. I see. Huh? By the way, where was that secret base? It's a small hut made of corrugated iron and cardboard. I can't believe it's still around after more than 10 years. Didn't you notice? It's right here. Here. Yes, here. What Sarika said was pointing to a black mirror-like thing that was the entrance to the dungeon. A dungeon was built right above that? Sorry, but it's gone. That's right. But I found this. Sarika said as she pulled something square out of thin air. From the void is the item box skill. The square object, about the size of a lunchbox, was illuminated by the floodlights surrounding the entrance to the dungeon, reflecting a dull light at the corners. It's an empty cookie can, a souvenir from a certain dreamland. There is rust floating here and there. Sarika opens the lid as if it were a treasure chest. Inside was a tattered and weathered book. However, it's not a romantic thing to say. What is this? How to proceed with divorce mediation. Oh, no, wait. Looking at that book brings back memories of those days. At that time, Sarika's parents were constantly fighting. No, it wasn't something so simple as that. It was something to the point of seriously considering divorce. No child wants to go home to their parents abusing each other. Even so, Sarika tried to mediate between the two in any way possible, saying that the reason her parents fought was because she was a bad child. Children are kasugai, is something people say casually. However, what should a child do when he is tasked with using his small body to connect the pieces of wood that repel each other? That's when Yudo brought me here. He said if you don't want to go home, you can make this your second home. Did I say that? Even though it happened when I was in elementary school, I still remember it. He told me to come whenever I wanted to run away. Whenever I came here crying, Yudo always listened to me and gave me hot tea in a water bottle and sweets. That happened sometimes. That secret base was poorly constructed and would easily fall apart. I rode my bicycle here and there, trying to get out of the rain and wind, looking for things that could be used as materials. There are also sweets that Sarika would be happy with. I thought I'd do something about it, so I bought this book. It was quite expensive because it was my child's pocket money, but the old lady at the used bookstore told me to take it with me. Looking back, I'm sure the old lady at the used bookstore was shocked too. A small child was trying to buy a book called How to Proceed with Divorce Mediation with a serious look on his face. But I couldn't understand it at all. The book was difficult. The two of us kept telling each other that it wasn't like this or that. I'm sorry I couldn't be of any help. That's not true. I didn't know anything about the trial, but thinking about it with Yudo made me feel better. It made me realize that I'm not alone. There are people who will stand with me. That's what I thought. Really? Yudo gave me courage, so I told my parents, if you hate each other that much, please get back together. Panned. Is that what you said? Both of them were shocked, but that was the trigger for my parents to break up. They both said they would put up with it for the sake of their children, but I was the one who had the negative impact. That's what I said. I know that Sarika has been living with her mother since then. Or rather, he's my next-door neighbor. My mother knew about the situation, so she was interfering with Sarika and Sarika's mother. The next time Yudo encouraged me was when I was in middle school. Is it still there? There's more. There's a lot. It's gone. When I entered junior high school, I joined a club. However, the atmosphere among the seniors was unpleasant. I wasn't directly bullied, but some of my classmates were saying terrible things to me. The teacher pretended not to notice. That's terrible. That's what Yudo said at that time. I tried to do something about it. I talked to my advisor, but it turned out to be a bad idea. I remember. You said to Keita, that advisor. That's right. When I talked to the teacher, he said, club activities are for learning about unreasonable hierarchical relationships. If you make a fuss about things like that, you won't be able to do it once you enter society. It's a black club activity, if you want to call it modern. Isn't he just throwing away his management responsibility as an advisor? Maybe. Moreover, what I discussed with you was leaked to my seniors. You suck. So what started was a terrible argument. I wasn't even allowed to practice, and I was always forced to run. Even when I told the teacher, he said, don't run away. Don't run away, huh? That's a curse word, isn't it? Do not run away. Those words are most effective when it comes to people who are trying their best not to run away. If someone doesn't have the will to try hard from the beginning, even if someone says, I'm not trying hard enough, they can just ignore it and say, Is that so? You're not trying hard enough. Don't run away. Push yourself even more. Words like these are most likely to hit people who are already pushing themselves to the limit. There is no limit to working hard. I'm sure you can still do your best. You should try harder. If you try harder, you should be able to aim even higher. In that way, you encourage them to make efforts and take credit for the results. If someone collapses from exhaustion after working hard, we discard them as no longer needed. Sometimes they wait for the mentally ill person to say voluntarily to quit, and sometimes they relentlessly push the person until they become depressed and then take advantage of a doctor's diagnosis and let them quit their job. School extracurricular activities don't necessarily generate profits, but that makes them complicated. But you just have to run away, that's it. When I say, Hiki, it doesn't change. What is it? I'm saying the same thing as when I was in middle school. Is that so? I was told to run away from that club. They don't recognize Sarika's hard work, so there's no point in working hard in a club like that. You understand me? Eh? No, I think I knew a lot more than I did back then. In the end, I got to a point where I couldn't run away, and I fell apart and had no choice but to run away. Yudo. And you get fooled over and over again. I feel like I've always wanted to put my all into something, otherwise I wouldn't feel alive. I'm like a child. It's not a bad thing. But there are some people who are good at exploiting those feelings. When they are told that it is a rewarding job and that they will be given great responsibility, they become motivated and do their best. And this is the way it is. Like I said, when I was in middle school, I should have just run away. I threw everything away half-heartedly, and all that was left was the result of running away. That doesn't even add up to my work history. Even if I decided to get a job this time, I was cornered again. I ended up running away. I guess that's not true. Sarika grumbled, but clearly denied it. In order to escape, Yudo, first, you have to try fighting. You're fighting, so run away. If Yudo ran away that much, then before that, Yudo would have to fight the same number of times. We're fighting. After fighting, if you think that you can't go on any longer, that you'll only be at a disadvantage from now on, then running away should be the right decision. Sari, huh? Yudo's face when he came out of the dungeon a little while ago was tired, but full of life. He looked like he was back in time. I want to see Yudo like that. Sarika and I stare at each other in the thicket of trees illuminated by floodlights. After a few seconds, Sarika's face turned red. Well, anyway, I'm glad you're okay, but don't worry about me. Annie was worried too. I am sorry. Wow, the atmosphere is unbearable, isn't it? Why yeah, I have to thank you for the gas-proof earrings. I force myself to bring up the topic and try to break the awkward silence. Are you sure? It's one I haven't used. That's not true. Well, maybe there's nothing I can do about it. That's right. Well, how about I just lend you one? If you come up with something, I'll ask you to pay me back. Huh, that's scary, Sarika. I regretted making such a careless promise. The day after traversing the wooded dungeon, I decided to take a whole day off. I got home late yesterday because of poison slime hunting and a boss battle. I went home and hung out with Sarika, apologized to my mother for worrying her, took a bath, ate some food, and collapsed onto the bed. I woke up around noon the next day. I'm taking a break from exploring today. Well, I guess it's just the right opportunity. I gained a surprising amount of skills after traversing the dungeon yesterday. Furthermore, there is also the secret book/introduction volume that I received as a reward under special conditions. It's an item that allows you to gain 4,000 SP if you use it. I also thought about exchanging it for cash since it was a valuable item. However, even after investigating transactions on auction sites, there is no history of items such as secret books being bought or sold. If you were to put a price on it, it could be in the millions. If done poorly, it could be in the tens of millions. But it seems difficult to find a sales channel for that. It would be a waste to let it rot. So in the end, I decided to use the secret book myself. If you have 4,000 SP, you might be able to raise the S.LV of escape. Now you have 4,191 SP. However, unfortunately, I was not able to increase the S.LV of escape. I feel like I've said it before, but you won't know how much SP you need to raise your next S.LV until you save up the required amount. If the required SP is 10,000, you will only be able to choose to level up once you have accumulated 10,000. However, although I was not able to level up escape, once I accumulated 4,000 SP, I became able to acquire powerful skills that I had not considered before. Skill. Item Box 1. You can store things in subspace. The size of the subspace is a cube with one side of s.lvx 1.5 meters. Skill. Tips for Vanguards 1. Attack power and magic power will be increased by 1.5 times for s.lvx 10 seconds after the start of battle. After the effect time elapses, attack power and magic power will be reduced to 2/3 for s.lvx 10 seconds. Skill. High-speed chant 1. Casting time is reduced by s.lvx 10%. Item box obtains 400 SP. Knowledge of the Vanguard is 800. High-speed chant is 1600. The cost is high, but the skill is well worth it. After much thought, I acquired these 3 skills. The remaining SP is 1391. I would like to use this to level up the skills I have acquired so far. A skill that requires 100 SP can be raised to skill level 2 by using 400 SP. By the way, after that, SP 1600 will be skill level 3, and SP 6400 will be skill level 4. There's nothing on the wiki beyond that. If the skill requires 400, 800, or 1600 SP, a large amount of SP is required to level up the skill. The high-speed chant that I learned this time seems to require 6400 SP just to raise it to skill level 2. Anyway, this time I will use 400 SP each to raise the 3 skills to level 2. Specifically, there are 3 things: HP reinforcement, defense power reinforcement, and magic power reinforcement. As I said before, the ability value bonus when acquiring a skill is given in the same amount as the SP required to acquire it. If you use Fire Magic with an acquisition SP of 100, you will receive a bonus of 50 each for MP and magic power, for a total of 100 bonuses. However, only ability value enhancement skills have a bonus equal to 1.2 times the SP consumed. If you take magic enhancement with 100 SP, your magic will increase by 120. However, since the bonus is a good deal, it doesn't have the effect as a skill, like other skills. If you acquire Fire Magic, you will be able to use Fire Magic, but magic strengthening alone will not allow you to use magic. In general, skills that enhance ability values are unpopular. Rather than taking a skill that can't do anything, it's better to take a skill that's more directly useful. Even if you have extra SP, it is said that you should save it for future skill level ups without taking skills that enhance ability values. Normally, I think that's correct too. The level of the skill HP enhancement has become 2. The level of the skill defense strengthening has been increased to 2. The level of the skill magic enhancement has become 2. Now, a bonus of 400 times 1.2 is equal to 480 has been added to HP, defense power, and magic power. It's a lifeline for me, who can't level up. However, due to the escape correction, HP increases by 80% of that amount, and defense power increases by only 40% of that amount. Status: Yudo Karashiki. Level 1. HP 1063/1063. MP 974/974. Attack power 364. Defense 319. Magic 2915. Mental power 1144. Agility 5679. Good luck 5865. Unique skills. Escape S.LV1. Acquired skills. Magic. Fire Magic 2, Wind Magic 1, Water Magic 1, Ice Magic 1, Lightning Magic 1. Special ability, Ninjutsu 1, Poison Spray 1. Combat support, MP Recovery Speed Up 1, Strong Magic 1, High Speed Chanting 1, Ancient Chanting 1, Magic Critical 1, Evasion Up 1, Knockout, Self-Regeneration 1, Division 1, Survival, First Attack 1. First Move Guaranteed Victory 1, Knowledge of the Vanguard 1, Drive Away. Ability Value Enhancement, HP Enhancement 2, Defense Enhancement 2, Magic Enhancement 2, MP Enhancement 1, Mental Strength Enhancement 1, Agility Enhancement 1, Luck Enhancement 1, Physical Ability Enhancement 1. Resistance, Paralysis Resistance 1, Petrification Resistance 1, Sleep Resistance 1, Instant Death Resistance 1. Search Aid, Simple Appraisal, Item Box 1, Enemy Search 1, Stealth 1. Equipment, Anti-Fouling Earrings. Traveler's Cloak. SP 191. Based on the average explorer, whose basic ability values are all 10, even the lowest defense value would be equivalent to level 31. As for agility and luck, yeah, that's crazy. However, I have only had a few days of experience as an explorer. It's better not to challenge a high-rank dungeon all of a sudden. Moreover, even if you don't force yourself to challenge a high-rank dungeon, if you can meet the special conditions, you can get even more delicious bonuses. The details of the special conditions are unknown, but considering the conditions that were achieved yesterday, conditions such as clear a dungeon of rank X or above with level X or below, or defeat 400 species of race XX in a row. There should be. Actually, I have already decided which dungeon I will go to next. The necessary skills for this have already been gathered. It hurts that I don't have money to spend on equipment because I'm short of money, but if my ability values are boosted this much, the corrections made by equipment are like errors. If I wanted to buy proper equipment without errors, it would cost as much as building a house. Let's hope we can pick up good equipment in the dungeon. Yes, do you want to sell me gummies? Thanks to Escape, I'm short on money, but I have plenty of drop items such as potion gummies in stock. If it's a consumable item like this, it's easier to sell it at an item shop than at an auction site. Since it's a lowest class item, there's no way it would stand out by selling it. I came to the shopping mall for lunch. When I entered the Explorer shop inside the mall, there was a customer in front of me inside the narrow store. The previous customer seemed to be asking the clerk on the other side of the counter about something. Customer, we're sorry, but we can't obtain it at our store. Her words were polite, but I could see a hint of annoyance behind her sales smile. Can we do something about that? The person who was staring down at her was a petite girl in a school uniform. It's the uniform from the junior high school I graduated from. However, they don't look like the local junior high school students you see around your neighborhood. The girl wears a bulky newsboy cap on her head and light-colored sunglasses. It seems like she's hiding her appearance. You can tell by looking at him that he's not overly self-conscious. The hair sticking out of the hat is a silky golden thread. Her skin is surprisingly white and her face is well-shaped. Even through the sunglasses, you can tell that she has quite good looks. Even the unfashionable navy blue sailor uniform of the local junior high school looks like an innocent idol's photo shoot costume when worn by a girl. I'm also a good adult, so I don't make a big fuss about how cute or pretty a local junior high school girl is, but she's still a beautiful girl that catches my eye. Excuse me, but I think you're looking in the wrong place. Valuable items like elixir aren't sold at Explorer shops. That's it. Then, what should I do? We'll either have to make a request to a famous guild, or we'll have to ask an explorer who already has one to give it to us. If I make a request, will you be able to get it for me? It depends on the request fee, but even if we succeed in obtaining it, it will probably take several months. Few months. Even if you ask them to give it to you, the explorer who has the elixir must be of a high level. It is also a trump card in case of an emergency, so I think they will ask for a considerable amount of money. How much? That's right. I believe that when elixir was put up for sale on an auction site, the winning bid was over 50 million yen. 50 million. That's why it's such a difficult item to obtain. Ugh. I understand. I'm sorry for forcing you. And no. I'm sorry I can't be of any help to you. The clerk bowed his head and apologized, looking even more embarrassed. The girl walked past me and left the store, looking visibly depressed. Then, the clerk noticed me and said, "Sorry to have kept you waiting. What kind of business do you have today?" I'd like to ask you to buy it." Even though I was worried about the girl, I finished selling the dropped items.